In this lesson, we'll cover creating details. So everything we've done in previous exercises, we've actually added content, components, systems to our full model. But what about the finer elements? What about the details of these elements that we've created? How do we go about creating those? In Revit, we can create details in a couple different ways. One is we can create what's called a drafting view, what you're looking at on this screen right now. A drafting view is just what it sounds like. It's a drafting view. Basically, you draft the elements within the view. So if I'm looking at this view right now and I start to mouse over the different lines, I can see it says these are detail lines, meaning someone drew this. It's actually drafted or detailed. So that's one manner. Another way is to basically crop a section, elevation, or plan view to produce a detail of a zoomed in area. For example, in the project browser in the lower left, let's scroll to the sections area, then mechanical, and then double click on call out of section 4. This will open up what we could call a detail view as well. However, all this is a section view that's cropped, and I can see the crop box around it. So if I zoom out a little bit, pan it to the center of your screen, and then on the bottom of your view window, if I go over the Do Not Crop view box and actually select it, turning off the crop, you'll actually see that this is part of an actual section view of the building. And if I zoom out more, I can see the entire building section based on where that section line was produced. You still can see the rectangular crop because the crop is visible. To turn the crop back on, I could just go over Crop View, click Crop View, and that'll crop the view again, basically hiding everything outside of the crop box. The crop box can actually be changed. Just by selecting it, you have your drag handles to control the actual size of the actual box being cropped. The dashed line is for cropping annotation. So if annotation comes outside of the solid box, it'll go up to the dash box and then be cropped. So this is another example of how to actually create this type of view. In this manner here, it's just a matter of creating an actual view, section view, elevation view, turning on the crop, and then adjusting the crop box. Let's go ahead and close this view. Just click the X in the upper right. Now the view we're currently looking at, if you scroll down in your project browser, it's called a drafting view, and it's underneath the actual drafting view detail area in the project browser. This one's called Vent Through Roof. However, there's another one, Condensate Drain. Go ahead and click that one. So when you double click that one, it opens up another drafting view. This drafting view here has detail. Again, I can mouse over and I can see lines are created, but also drafting detail items are able to be added to as well. So I see this is an AISC pipe shape. On the right, I have a section cut of that same pipe. But again, I still have lines. So not only are we drafting, but we're actually pulling from a library of different type of drafting details that we've saved that we can use over and over. This type of view, again, is called a drafting view. To add a new drafting view, what you would do is go to the View tab on your ribbon, then on the Create area of the ribbon, click Drafting View. It'll ask you then, what do you want to name this drafting view or detail view? You can name it whatever you choose. What is the default scale that you want to set this at? Right now, I'm just going to leave this as a name of drafting 1 with a scale of 1 to 10. Click OK. This will then basically create a blank canvas. It's basically just a drafting view. Now what you do at this point is you start to draft. All of the tools in order to draw lines and or insert your drafting detail located on the Annotate tab. The Annotate tab is full of the controls, allowing you to produce that drafting view. So as a review, in this lesson, we talked about creating details. We talked about creating the finer areas and the finite elements, showing the detail of the components, systems that you've added in MEP. We looked at two different methods. One, to create an elevation or section or plan view and simply crop it, and then zoom in on that crop area, creating that detail. Another way we looked at was creating a drafting view, where you actually draft elements, lines, circles, arcs. Basically, you draw the detail, or you could insert detail that you've already saved in a library.